Hey everybody, welcome to the stream. Hope you're all doing good today. So I appreciate you guys' comments. I'm doing a little bit better. Now Gretchen has it and she's not doing too good. So, whatever. But I appreciate you guys coming a little bit later today. What I've been doing with the shop time is on Saturday, usually I would come in at like noon. We would do the stream at noon. And what I've been doing with trying to stay away from my dad is I'm just coming in later in the afternoon and he leaves. We looked at some research and I don't think that COVID stays in the air that long, like 24, like overnight it should be gone. And I'm wearing a mask when I'm in any areas up front. So I'm hoping that my dad doesn't catch this. I'm trying to wipe surfaces off and all that. But today I'm super excited. We are going to be turning one of these candy cane kind of style pen blanks. We got it all ready. I'm just going to go for a cigar kit. I'm pretty excited. I think this thing's going to be pretty neat. Now, one thing that I did notice also, a lot of times when you have a two-piece pen, you want to try to line up, grain patterns in wood or swirl patterns in resin. I think this, I don't even think you have to think about it unless I'm missing something. All it is you just need to, align it the right way. So there's really not a lot that you need to do. You can just align things, but I don't think you have to worry about where you're cutting things or how thick the cut is or any of that kind of stuff. You just cut it and you just spin the spirals and they're gonna line up as long as you assemble everything together in the right way, basically. So I think it's going to be pretty fun. I think it'll be a pretty fun turn. I'm pretty excited about this thing. So on my website, so right now we got a few deals going. The ebook is 50% off. So if you want to get the Beginner's Guide to Resin Casting, you're thinking about getting into it, and you want to kind of have a good foundation of understanding resin, that book is awesome, and it's only $5 now. So that's pretty sweet. I always like doing that on Black Friday. So let me get a link to that, if I can find it. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I'm feeling better. COVID didn't hit me that hard. I honestly, I was kind of like, this is not really, this is more like a mild cold, but I'm like run down still, kind of. It's weird. I don't know. But anyway, so there's the ebook, and there's no code needed or anything like that. It's 50% off right now. And then for 3D print files, if you want to, get the 3D print files to make things like this, this one's the Helix mold Helix model that we did. And the Helix model is now coming with 2 different files. And for everybody that already purchased, you should have gotten an email with the updated link. The older ones, the original design of the Helix, the spirals were a little bit spread apart, or I don't know how to explain that. There's more spirals going on now. This is the new one. So you get both versions on the Helix files. And I got, the Halloween ones, we got other ones. We should be coming out with, we're trying to work on a Snowflake model. So we're hoping to get that thing. There's a little bit of tweaking that needs to go on with that model before we can start selling it, but that should be coming down the pipeline soon. But right now, all the 3D print files on my website are 25% off. So let me get a link to those if anybody wants to grab those. And again, these are for the files if you have a 3D printer and want to print them out. So here's a link to that. And today, the last deal, we got more on Monday coming. But so those are the 3D print files. And then today was Small Business Saturday. So happy Small Business Saturday to everybody that is running a small business. Probably a lot of you guys. The aluminum honeycomb is on sale for, let me make sure I don't say something wrong. Yeah, 15% off. And let me get the link to that. This is the first time I've ever put the aluminum honeycomb on sale too. So get it while it's good. So 15% off, but you do need to use a code for that one. And the code is Black Friday HC, like honeycomb, Black Friday HC. So I'm going to enter that. So I would just cut and paste that if you're going to check out. And then during the checkout in the cart section, there's a place to put discount codes. So you'll put it there and you'll get 15% off. Pretty sweet on all the, whatever kind of honeycomb you want. So let's see here. The cold thing is Central, yeah, California. That's where I got it, Disneyland. Yay, that was fun. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like I didn't even get a fever like once. I was actually below normal, which I kind of usually run cold anyway. But yeah, and Gretchen, she kind of had like a fever like once. It was kind of weird, and that's why I was like, oh, it wasn't a big deal. I'm not surprised Gretchen got it because for like 2 days, like I kind of felt sort of sick, and I'm like, well, maybe we should do a COVID test, you know. But I had no symptoms of COVID, that like the typical ones, and so then I took the test, and I'm like, oh, great. So, no fun. Tim, you got hooked up with everything, man. Sweet, awesome. You're gonna be doing it, man. Doing it good. That's fun. It's always fun when you get into something kind of new and you branch off into stuff and you're like gung ho. I always love doing that kind of stuff. That's kind of how like when I got into 3D printing too. So, Kid Cooper's here. Nice. Let's see here. I'm gonna scroll down. Oh, are you ready to roll? What else do you need, man? I don't know. Let's see here. Carbide tools. If you're doing pens, kits and bushings and drill bits, is something that's always the kicker with turning pens, is all the little extra little doohickeys and like the if you want to do like if you do a mandrel, you have to get a mandrel, or you could do the between center setups. That stuff, there's accessories. Another good one to have is a chuck. I definitely, there's so many things that you can do with a chuck. Once you get into bowls and other things for work holding, that's a good one to get. I don't know, man. There's there's so many things. I like having a nice set of like caliper type things for turning. I just got these cheap ones. Something where you can kind of mark off distances and turn to a certain diameter and all that kind of stuff. That helps. If it kind of depends on what you're doing, I guess. I mean, I could tell you like I could list 1,000 things that you could get for for turning and casting, but go on for days. Just depends on what you want to do. Yeah, the Snowflake one's cool. What I'm having problems with. One of the tough things about these boxes, and I'll show you an example. I got to crank up the exposure on something like this, because what ends up happening with lower exposures, the walls cave in on the box for me, and it's overexposing the snowflakes, but it's under. Or I don't know if it's not really underexposing. It's just it warps for some reason. I don't know if that's a setting thing or what, but I end up overexposing stuff, and so. The problem was the snowflakes that we came up with had like super fine details, which should be printable on a 3D resin printer, but because of the boxes, it's not working right, and we had a couple other issues. So we're gonna kind of regroup on the snowflake one, I think, but it should be pretty cool. Yeah, eye protection. Actually, do I have the link to that? I don't have a link offhand. Yeah, I do. Where's my link tree? If you go to my, I have a link, and it is actually an affiliate link if you want to use it. But if you're not like, if you don't want to mess around with getting the affiliate link, RZ Mask is, they have like a buy one get one free on the green color and the black color mask, and they also have like, I think it's like 20 or 30% off on other stuff. Let's see if I can just grab you a link real quick. Yeah, I think I can. Oh yeah, that's where I put it. I put it in my thing. Okay, so yeah, RZ Mask is doing sales right now. So these links are, this will take you to kind of a landing page. I just set up a little landing page thing. And there's like two different codes or like links to go in, but they're doing a sale for that. That's a good one to have. I use that when I'm cutting blanks, and if I'm turning something that the dust collect. Like usually when I'm not doing like a stream, I'll wear a face mask when I'm turning so I don't breathe dust in. So let's see here. All right, so let's see. Yeah, the open end wrenches, I actually use that sometimes too. I don't know. I'm always like, I don't know why, but I'm always wigged out about just like holding it and doing that. I'm always like worried it's gonna like bind or do something weird. I don't know. That works. That definitely works. Harbor Freight. But the problem is if you're doing bowls and stuff, end wrenches are not going to do it. You're not going to get big enough ones. That's why it's nice to have the adjustable caliper type things too. But end wrenches are great because you know that you don't have to sit there and be like, oh, is it 1/2 inch, 3/4, whatever. End wrenches do work pretty well. It's nice if you can find some like thinner ones too. Some of those end wrenches are pretty thick. And you're going for kind of a smaller diameter thing that you need to go and do that. Yeah, and actually they also have like the standard filters are on sale. I think there's like if you buy one, I think it's a buy one get one free on standard filters. They also have the upgraded ones that like breathe better. I think those are just like maybe a discount or something like that. So they had a couple things. They actually reached out to me and asked if I wanted to be an affiliate for them. And I was like, yeah, I didn't even realize you had an affiliate program. I've been using RZ Mask for like, I don't know, a decade at this point. So they work pretty good. If you're doing stuff with like chemicals and things like that, you don't want to be, an RZ mask isn't enough. It's good for dust protection and they're so quick to put on that, I don't know that they're as good as like a half mask, like a full face mask, as far as like being sealed and all that kind of stuff. But the thing is, how often do we put those half masks on when you need to? That's the problem. Is it's so easy to put an RZ mask on, and they're good enough. I mean, they're as far as I'm concerned, they definitely help. Like me not wearing a mask, doing table saw cuts and all that stuff, like cutting blanks, I would just be sneezing, and you can tell after I'm done. If I put an RZ mask on, I don't have any allergies or any weird things going on. So. All right, so. Can you paint honeycomb metal? No, that's not going to work because you're going to cut away the like you'd paint the outside, but you're cutting into it. So I don't think it's it's probably possible to do what is that? I don't know what it's called. Where you like it's aluminum, so you can like it's not electrolysis. It's something. I can't think of the name of the thing, but you can basically color the entire aluminum through a process. I don't have a clue how it's probably way in depth. I don't know, but I don't think you could do just paint. I don't think that would really work. So all right, let's quit talking. Let's get some turning going on. What do you guys think? One thing I also wanted to show you. Last time I turned, I was using the cigar. I bought these brand new bushings from TBC Bushings, and he was saying that there's some way to differentiate and know which ones go together, and I couldn't figure out what it was. I figured it out now. So I'll show you guys that. That's the wrong view. Actually, I can show you right here. I'm gonna go back to this Sony, the overhead here. I think that's probably the best. I'm gonna zoom in. I think it's this one where, yeah. Okay, so just so I don't have to think about this later. So if you look at, let's see if I can do this very well. It's kind of, I don't know if I'm going to yeah, I think you should. So on these two, they're a match, and the shaft. So let me get like a pointer. On the shaft itself, there's two different little kind of chamfers right in this area. All right, so this one goes with this one. They're the same chamfer, and then these two have they have like an angle in there. I don't know if you can see that. Maybe if I hold up two of these things, you can kind of see the difference. I don't know if you can see it, but there's basically there's an angle on the inside of the shaft of these two, so I know that those two go together. I thought he was talking about a chamfer on the outside, and I'm like, these are all the same. I don't know what you're talking about, So it's pretty cool. The TBC bushings have a couple extra little features. Brian does a really good job with these things. And I guess, well, now I got to look at my other ones, because I could have sworn that I had TBC bushing brand cigar bushings before. but I don't know. So anodizing, there you go. Thank you. I can't think. I'm like, it's like EKG or something. All right, so are we on the, yeah, here we go. All right, so we're over here. I'm actually gonna pull out my other cigar bushings. I wanna look. Are they in here? Oh yeah. Huh. Ha. Oh, I don't know. Let me see here. Let me just take a peek. Yeah, I don't think they. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I think they did have a different chamfer. Sorta. I don't know. Anyway, my new ones do. All right, so we're doing the front end first. And the nice thing is these will probably, compared to the last 2 weeks online on the stream, this one's going to go very easily and smooth. I need to swap out. I was using a standard cutter for some stuff. Let me swap that out real quick. You can use the standard cutters. I find that I always got decent results using them before they came out with the new ones, but I will say that you just don't even have to think when you're using the negative rakes. There's absolutely no, like almost no potential of getting a catch or anything like that, whereas you have to pay a little bit more attention when you're using the standard cutters. Just a little bit. All right, so we got the dust collector going. Got some safety goggles on. Let's get this going here. Yeah, 3D printed honeycomb. Let's just stop, take a peek at it. Looking good. And again, this is why I like the resin 3D printing stuff. Let me just double check and make sure I put the right bushings on. Yeah, okay. After going through that whole thing, I'm like, oh, it just seemed like kind of too close. But the resin 3D printing, it's just, you can't even feel the difference. Whereas when I was doing it with the FDM style printers, you know, like the spool of filament, you could tell there was like a differentiating factor, you know, like when you were turning. But the resin 3D printing, it really feels like, you know, you can't really tell the difference between Alumilite and that stuff. There's no ridges or anything. It's like the same hardness. It's really nice. turn down the lights? Is it really that blown out? I guess it is. The blank is kind of blown out, huh? Yeah, I think I can turn it down. I don't know if that helped or not. Let's see if you guys can see what that looks like. Let me go look at my screen. Unfortunately, white just kind of blows out a lot of times. Yeah, it's still pretty bright, huh? See if I can adjust the camera settings a little bit. That's a little bit better, huh? What's up, Mark? How's it going? Yeah, turn off the lights, see what happens. I like that. I can't see out of these glasses. Good Lord. Let me wipe my safety glasses off so I can actually see what I'm doing. All right. Do this. Alright, let's see how we did on the ends here. Not too shabby. A little bit of a bump there. A little bit there. So I'm going to come back in and just get these things kind of evened up there. Smooth it out a little bit, and let's see here. I'll get you guys around. It's pretty cool when it spins. It's like a barber pole. That's fun. It's looking pretty good, feels pretty good. Maybe a little bit proud on that end. Let me get in here with my eyesight is going. I gotta get my readers on. let me take a closer peek at this. It's funny, as your eyesight gets worse, your pens get a lot easier to make. That's what I've found. That's pretty close. I might come in, just take a couple nibbles. All right, let's do a little bit of sanding. What do you guys think? I'm gonna start at 400. Let's see, have I ever poured a thin layer of resin in the bottom of a blank, like a mold, stuck honeycomb in it, and then when it's set up, poured one color in the cones. No, that sounds like a lot of work, and I don't really like a lot of work. Yeah, I'll let someone else do that. That would take kind of forever. It'd be a little bit tough. I mean, you'd have to be very careful about all that stuff, and I would probably recommend going with the Lumilite Clear Slow or something on, clear slow on that. Just so you're not waiting days for things to set up and all that. You could do it though. There's a few people that do like different, like a different color kind of, not like, there's only so many colors, but like different colors and different cells. The problem for me is that's just not something that I'm going to be able to sell, because I'd have to sell them for like $50 each. Based on the amount of time it would take to do something like that. So I don't usually do that type of thing. Tough to knock out a lot of them. I think that's probably pretty good with the 400. I'm going to wipe it off with some denatured alcohol real quick. Get any extra dust or whatever junk off of there. And then we'll move on to the wet sanding stage, which means we can turn off the dust collector. These guys are going to go a lot quicker than in the last couple of weeks. Those things required a lot of CA glue stuff and not fun, particularly, to have to do all that stuff, especially back-to-back weeks. There's a lot of fiddling. This one will go pretty quick. That's one of the things that I really like about these 3D prints is they don't require fuss, Just drop them in there, turn them, polish them, and you're good. Oh yeah, it should work fine. It would just, like I said, it'd be tedious a little bit. You guys know me, I hate the tedious things. Actually, one thing, I just saw Philip, and I just thought about this. Philip has his molds are on sale, and I picked a couple up during the sale that I'm super stoked about. So I gotta show you guys. We're gonna do these. These should be really fun. I don't know if you guys have seen Philip's molds. I'm just gonna go to his website. I hope that the sale's still going on. I think so. I'm gonna try. Hopefully, this isn't gonna screw up the stream or anything. See if I can do this. That's not the right one. Hold on, guys. Jamie Page, what's up, brother? Hold on a minute. I gotta change this out. I was printing some pinstripes today. There we go. Danner builds. All right, so I went over to Philip's website. So yeah, Cyber Week sale. Okay, so ends on the 28th. And I went in and I picked up these silicone molds. I picked up a Santa skull. Look at this. I'm pretty sure it was this one. No, yeah, I think it was this one. What did I order? Hold on a minute. No, I don't want to go in there. What am I doing? Hold on. There, look at that. Isn't that cool? Pretty sure I picked this one up. I thought that was a really neat one. And so what you can do is you just go into this mold and you can just dust stuff onto it to get the colors and then just pour resin over it. Or you could do separate areas and separate parts with like colored resin, you know, like adding mica, you know, having separate cups of mica powder or dyed resins. But you can just literally paint mica powder into the mold and then pour resin over it to get different colors and stuff. It's such a cool process. So I got that one, and I also got the, what did I get? I got a Christmas, one of these. Which one did I get? I can't remember now. I think I got the tree. I think I got this one. I thought that would be pretty neat to do too. So anyway, I just wanted to let you guys know Philip's having a sale on the website. So all the silicone molds are, like it said up here, 30% off. Let's see, silicone molds, crystals, B grades, and then 10% off the modulars. So head over there, go and check out the stuff that he's got. He's got awesome molds, guys. I mean, just awesome. If you want to get into doing coasters, definitely highly recommend using his because they're better. So here's a link over to dannerbuilds.com. I don't know, was there a code? I don't think there's a code. I think there's just 10% or 30% off. Yeah. So anyway, I'm super excited about that. We'll be doing that on one of the streams coming up here. Let's go back to the lathe. Fun stuff. There's all kinds of cool stuff going on with these sales. And of course, Turner's Warehouse, they're doing all kinds of crazy different sales. So make sure to check out their website. They even have a page that's just like all the different and actually I gotta do it. I'm gonna go drop a link, guys. If you do want to support the show, this will be an affiliate link. But they have a page that just has like all their deals going on right now. Somewhere. Where is that? Uh-oh. I lost it. There it is. I'm going to grab you guys the link for this. I thought that was pretty handy. I don't actually have that on my website, and I should probably do that sometime. So let me dropping links, guys. Just dropping links left and right. Yeah, those spooky Christmas ones are sweet. I love them. Is Connie here? Yeah, I know. Connie needs to show up to that because those things. I'm gonna have to just drop her, like shoot her a message or something. I think because she's gonna be like, "What? I need 10 of those." Okay, here we go. Let's get back to this this pin blank here. So this is the Zona paper. They got this over at Turner's Warehouse. I would imagine it's probably on sale. I'm pretty sure everything in their store is on sale right now. We're doing some blowouts. In the past, I didn't really do a lot of sales. Nice, you sent her the link, sweet. I don't know. I was just trying to price things like, you know, fairly, but I've been kind of embracing them since I set up the new website. It's easier to set up sales and stuff, so that helps too, but it's been pretty fun. So this Black Friday, got quite a few sales going on. All right, so I use the green Zona and the gray, sometimes the blue. I'll go up to that too, and then I just switch over to the magic juice. Actually, speaking of that, I need to pick up some more magic juice. Wonder if that's on sale. I want to run out of magic juice. So I hope everybody's Thanksgiving was good. I had a pretty good one. Gretchen and I had to quarantine ourselves, but we had a pretty. We had some decent food. We cooked like a spread. I mean, it was actually, we had turkey and all that kind of stuff, pie and all that. But we signed up for a 5K, like a turkey trot, a little charity kind of run thing. And obviously we didn't go do that there, but I felt good enough, and I actually did the like 5K around our neighborhood. So that was fun. We got a little exercise. Gretchen wasn't feeling so hot, so she just kind of did a quick walk. I was feeling a little better, so I actually did the 5K. I didn't run the whole thing, but a lot of it, more than half. And then we watched some Star Wars all day. That was pretty cool. That was something that back in the day I remember, like Thanksgiving and Christmas time and all that stuff. You're watching. You just have the TV on in the background, and there was always these marathons of Star Wars or, whatever. And so I was like, oh, I'm just gonna watch Star Wars. So we started with A New Hope. That was pretty good, and then Empire Strikes Back. And actually, I got to be honest, guys. I liked Return of the Jedi. Wasn't my favorite necessarily. It wasn't the best, but out of the first 3 that they made, it was okay. And I got to be honest. I watched that last night and I was disappointed. For like the first time ever, I was like, yeah, that actually wasn't really that good. Empire Strikes Back. That's the best one. But in A New Hope, I was happier with. I don't know. I like that better than Return of the Jedi. There's just too many things that were a little bit ridiculous this time around. I don't know. I'll probably keep going with those. I'll have to grit my teeth and force myself to watch Phantom Menace. Don't like that one at all. All right, so Magic Juice. You've only seen Return. Yeah. Oh yeah, quarantine. Yeah, I got COVID. We both got COVID at Disneyland. It was great, and I didn't get it that bad, but my dad's elderly, and I work in his shop basically, so it's caused a few issues where we've had to kind of manage, when I'm here and when he's here and all that stuff, and obviously Gretchen and I had to kind of, and Gretchen got it. Which I was like, if she doesn't get it, I don't know how, because we were together in a car and at Disneyland the whole time, And I really didn't think I got it because I didn't even get a fever or anything, and it was kind of like a mild cold, really, for me. Gretchen's gotten it a little bit worse. Yeah, I don't know. But I'm, for the most part, over it. I've got lingering, like I'm a little bit kind of, I feel like kind of run around still, got some, like cough here and there, but I'm doing okay. Good old COVID. Yeah, that trip was, that was not a good time to go to Disneyland. I'm just going to say that right now. When we planned it, I was like, whatever. I always do this where I'm like, oh, but my job, I have to get work done. I'm like, we're just going to go. And then we did it. And I'm like, yeah, we're not doing that next year. Not a good time to go. All right, so Magic Juice, step number 1. I love this stuff. It really does a great job on pens. I'm going to turn the lathe speed up to about 1700, somewhere around there. And then I like to just kind of get it all over the place. Speed it up. And you don't need to press hard. You don't need to go super fast. Just let the Magic Juice, do its job. It's got abrasion in it, abrasives. Just let that work into the thing, and then after about 10 or 15 seconds, sometimes less even, I just find a clean spot on the towel. And after just the first step, check this out, guys. I mean, literally, I could be done at this point. And there's 5 more steps. Like, I could literally just walk away. Like, that's fine. That's pretty darn good as far as I'm concerned. And I think most people would say, oh yeah, that looks great. We're going to go through the rest of the steps though. Yeah, this is going to be a cool pen, I think. I'm excuse me. Oh. Told you, I still have some lingering stuff with my throat. Hold on. Okay, I'm okay. I'm hoping that I have a white, I guess gold. Actually, gold would be pretty cool. Thought I had a white cigar kit, but I don't think I do. Yeah, gold will be good. Gold will be good. All right, so number 2, step 2. Late. Brian is late to the show. I don't know if you saw on one of the last stream. I was a little what am I doing? That's the wrong one. I need number 2. I'll just save that paper for number 3. I was a little confused about where you with your bushings, the 2-piece, two blank, whatever, 4-piece bushing sets, and I finally figured out where the little chamfer is, so you know which ones go together. And I shared that today. I appreciate that little detail on those things. All right, here we go. Step 2. Yeah, hydrate. I know. Jeez. That's weird. This has been like a really weird sickness for me. Usually I get just hammered. When I get sick, I get sick. And this was not like that at all. And it just like moved around. Like I had a sore throat and then a little bit sore throat. And then it was like kind of this little sneezy thing and then kind of a cough. And it just like it was moving around. I kind of had a little bit of a chest thing for like part of the day. And it was just kind of odd. I don't know. I'm glad it wasn't worse. I mean, I'm not complaining. Could have been a lot worse, but it's just kind of a weird one for me. It just kind of sucks because, you know, we don't want to spread it, so we're like stuck at home. And my sister was sick, so the flu that's going around, she had that. So like nobody could get together. We couldn't. My parents were not super thrilled that everybody was sick. My mom really likes the holidays. So, and on top of it, we went on that vacation and they were in the middle of a move, so that didn't help. They still have boxes everywhere in their house. So I'm waiting to get out of quarantine so I can help them unpack. Yeah, actually, I don't know. Well, I don't think I felt worse with the vaccine, but yeah, that kind of hit me too when I got the vaccine. We felt kind of cruddy for a day. Headache and all that stuff. Yeah, I've had kind of headaches and stuff. The mornings, it's weird because like I feel better now. Obviously, I'm not sick right now, but maybe it doesn't help that Gretchen's like really sick too, and I'm like, we live together, so obviously, so that it may, if I was like alone, maybe I would have been over it completely by now. I don't know. I'm hoping that we don't like end up giving it back to each other and all that stuff. Doesn't seem like that's the way COVID works. I don't know, but now I just, in the mornings, I'm like, oh, I feel exhausted. I can't get up and get going and kind of feel cruddy. Weird. I don't know. Not a fan of COVID, guys. Not a fan of it. I would not give it a super chat. Not ever. All right, we're on to the last step. A lot of times I'll switch, actually even on step 5, I do this a lot, but you can get like kind of a non-abrasive. Dang, what did I do with all those things? I swear I cut some. Yeah, there they are. Okay. Oh, that fell on the floor. That's not good anymore. Got this non-abrasive stuff. I believe it's non-abrasive anyway. It's got to be less abrasive at least than paper towel. And then I'll do that on the final step just to make sure that I'm not leaving any extra abrasion in there. Yeah, Magic Juice is great. Yeah, it's just 6-step polishing. It just seems to work excellent. I've tried Novus and I've tried a bunch of other things. A lot of people swear by like Meguiar's Plastex. But I don't think that those, and they work fine. I do want to try a couple different ones because I think it depends on where you start with a lot of these polishes. But with the Magic Juice, I mean, if you do the 6 steps, I mean, it is immaculate. It is the easiest system to get excellent results that I've found, like every time, Whereas on the other ones, it would be kind of hit or miss sometimes. I mean, it's just gloss, Boom. That's pretty cool looking. What do you guys think of that? I think this is going to be a pretty killer pen. Like I said, I love it because it's really just simple. Once you have the 3D print, I mean, you just drop it in a pipe and then cast white resin or, whatever. You could do all kinds of different stuff with this, but for this candy cane look, not a lot going on. Now, one thing that I do want to point out, down here where it gets a little bit kind of thinner, I used a white painted tube, or it was actually, powder coated. I think that you would, because what I printed this out with was like a transparent red. I think if you went with like a red painted tube, I think it might be a little bit darker. I don't see a problem with this or anything, but I do think that, with maybe even with like a black painted tube, it might be a little bit kind of darker. You may not get any washout at the bottom. I don't know if that really... washes out just a tiny bit. It's fine. I mean, I'm really nitpicking at this point, but just wanted to mention that you could get slightly different, possibly better results depending on which color you paint the tube. All right, so we'll swing it back here. We'll get on to the second blank. This one's the back end. Yeah. Well, it kind of looks like a candy cane to me, but kind of looks like a Christmas present too. Makes me, like literally, it's like I can smell peppermint right now. So it's doing the job for me on the candy cane front. Yeah, depending on what you're doing, I mean, it can work for lots of different types of plastics and stuff, I think. Their recommendations are, I think in the instructions it says they recommend to sand up to 2,000, but I don't do that. I sand up to probably like maybe like with those wet sanding steps, the Zona, probably around like 12 to 1,500 is what I go to for sanding. And then like I said, you go through the 6 steps. The tough thing for me is though, some of these higher end steps, like the 4, 5, and 6, like I don't even know if it's like, I think it is making it a little bit shinier, but man, depending, I'd give it a shot, but I don't know if it's going to be, you may not even need to do all steps is kind of what I was saying, I guess. It looks pretty darn good after the first step. Like, then it just gets better. Yeah, Turner's Warehouse has it. Yeah, they don't sell it in the UK, I don't think. All right, dust collector back on. Connie's here. Oh my God. Did you see the awesome Santa skull? So Philip came out with all kinds of cool stuff. We gotta show Connie now. I was just telling him that I bought these molds from Philip over at Danner Builds. He was doing, they got 30% off on silicone molds, and I was like, oh, I got to pick some of this stuff up. So let me switch over to desktop. Here we go. So I went to Danner Builds. Check this out. I mean, this is like right up your alley. Boom. Santa skull. So I ordered that one. So we'll do that on the stream one of these days, once I get it, you know. And look at these ones though. Skull stocking. I mean, really, look at that. So cool. I didn't get that one. I only got the skull, Santa skull. And then there's a skull snow globe. Look at that. I think these are right up your alley. So I got the Santa skull. And I got the one of the Christmas tree globe. This one. This one. So we'll be doing those. I thought it'd be kind of cool because you can just dust the the mica powder on in the mold and like paint it up, add a little bit of resin. It's pretty sweet. So anyway, just wanted to share that. Let's switch back to this view. Okay, let's turn this thing up here. Crash Gator, how's it going? Yeah, I had a pretty good Thanksgiving. It's pretty good, pretty good. Okay, sorry, I was reading the chat. Just making sure I didn't miss anything good. Don't want to miss the juicy details. You guys know that I'm pretty sure that Easy Wood Tools are on sale 15% off right now. Like everywhere, but Turner's Warehouse has them. One thing I will mention also that you might not have thought of, if you do video, if you're a YouTuber video content person, Black Friday is a good time to get external hard drives if you need backups or if that's what you work off of. So I'll be picking some of those up probably myself. Just a little. Amazon's a good one for that stuff, or Best Buy even probably. No, I know Easy Wood Tools are awesome. I totally agree. fees suck. That's why I don't ship internationally, because people get, you know, they're like, oh, the shipping charge is X, and then they're like, and then I gotta pay like twice as much again. And I would constantly get people like mad at me. And I'm like, it ain't my fault, you know, like I think it's ridiculous with all these import fees. So I just quit doing it because customers were just not happy, you know. I had more unhappy customers than I had happy customers that were international, strictly due to, you know, the high shipping costs. And I'm like, I'm done. It's just not worth it. I don't want, you know, I can't do anything about it. So now I just have unhappy people that are mad that I don't ship, you know, but unhappy non-customers in that sense to me are better than unhappy customers. And a few times things got lost too. And considering I didn't really ship international much, I was like, there's too many factors. Too many factors for me. Wish it was easier. Alright, let's see here. That's close. That one needs some work on the other end though. Yeah, and then people would want me to like say it's a gift and all this stuff, and I'm like, there's a receipt in the box. It's just not worth it for me. Okay, let's stop it and let's see here. I think we can start sanding now. Still got a little proudness. Still some proudness. I don't like that. Dang it. Yeah, I know. All of the above, Connie. And like, even if it's like insured or whatever, dealing with the post office, going through all that stuff, if they even do it. Actually, Casey lost, he shipped something UPS, I think it was, that he thought was insured and it actually wasn't for some reason. I was like, whoa. Okay, I think we're ready now. Let's do some sanding. So again, we're going to start at 400 grit. I like the Abernet paper. I just buy rolls of it. You can just buy sheets, and I just cut it into small bits. Makes it easy. Scoot that thing back a little bit. How about that? Going to give it some humility. I'm not sure what that means. One thing that I did find, I have no experience with this, but there are shipping forwarders, so you know, I'm sure it costs money, but if you really want to get something, you can just, from a supplier that doesn't ship internationally on their like website, you just ship it to, you set up an account, ship it to this address at your forwarder, and then they ship it to you. They handle the international part of it. So there is that. I have no clue how expensive those are or if they work well. But I do have a few customers that use that kind of thing. So I guess, but I think there's a lot of them, and so I'm not recommending it, or, I have no experience with them myself. You probably want to find a reputable one, but that's another option. Dad, I didn't even understand that, sorry. Oh, Royal Mail. Oh, man. Sweet, have fun, Jamie. Sounds like a good one. Yeah, I have one of those too, where they drive across the border to New York. Actually, is one of them. So that's handy. I think out of all of them, I think Canada's not that bad at, because I believe there's a way to do like where you can just prepay the duties or what, any fees. I guess that's the way that, from my understanding, that's the way it works. So at least that way you can give a customer like a price, and it's not like they're going to be like, oh, and then it comes and then they got to pay more. Because I got to be honest, I would be mad too. If I ordered something, it cost a fortune in shipping charges from the business, the company, and then to get it out of like lockdown, you got to pay like another. Some of these things are super expensive too. $20 or $30. I'd be mad. So that's why I just kind of I was like, nope, I'm having no part of this. All right, so we got 400 grit. Actually, I'm going to do a little bit of one thing that I didn't do on the last one. I kind of like to do just a quick lengthwise sanding. I don't know, it just seems to work pretty good. Just to kind of get some of those radial scratches out. On something like this, it would be extremely difficult for me to see the scratches being like super white. So I'm just gonna do my best, and there may be a few scratches, but we won't even see them, if I miss something. It would just be maybe a little bit more dull than it could have been in some areas. But lighter blanks are kind of easier in that sense. Dark you know, blacks and stuff like that, dark blanks, those things show every little scratch. You gotta do a good job, and it'll be fairly apparent when you haven't. So those scratches will show up. A little bit easier to kind of get away with stuff on lighter blanks without it being like obvious. I think I'm going to replace my Zona papers. Been using those for a little while now. To be honest, that's probably the same customer, Brian. Wouldn't doubt it. He is a pen turner. Have a good night, Jamie. All right, I think that's probably good enough. I don't know. Like I said, kind of tough. You can get like a raking light, like a super bright light. That's one of the nice things about these. So above my lathe, I have that Laguna light, which I think is the greatest addition to a lathe, period. It's the greatest light ever. You can change the temperature, you can change the brightness, and it's like, it's just perfect, LED. But I also have, this is what I used to use, and it's great. It's like, this is the best way if you want to see scratches, is to get something with like a super tight beam and then bounce it off the front. So hopefully that's on camera. Yeah. Like a super, super bright, tight beam. Then you can see scratches and stuff. So if you're really, really concerned about it, this is the best way to go to make sure there's no scratches. But I don't know. I kind of find like it gets a little bit out of control sometimes. A lot of times it's really not necessary to go that far, you know. All right, so we'll do a little bit of this. Okay, gray out. Actually, I need some more blue. So what was your greatest score for Black Friday? Did anybody have any like really like good, you felt like you're like, yeah, I got a deal right there? Or like, what was your favorite purchase? I bought a sound bar for our TV. We've been kind of battling that for a while. I'm the type of person that I want a full-on stereo, but we live in like a 400 square foot apartment at this point, so it's kind of useless, and it's not a good setup for anything for home stereo stuff. And so we kind of have this cobbled together thing, and we can't hear voices, you know, like dialogue very well on the TV and stuff. So we thought, okay, let's try a sound bar. So that was my big one. we decided that's gonna be like our Christmas present. Having the day off, yeah. Well, but you can order stuff online. You don't have to go out, you know. KitchenAid mixer, sweet. Those things are pretty cool. Gretchen has one of those. I got her one, but like something's wrong with it because that thing doesn't really work right. Something weird about it. So eventually we're gonna have to replace that. But our place is so small that at this point, like that thing's like overkill. So we don't even bring that out ever. We just have like little gun beater things. We just don't bake stuff like that. All right. Through the gray. I'm gonna go cut a piece of blue, a few pieces of the blue zone. I've been kind of going. I used to just stop at gray. I don't know. I don't know if there's a huge difference going up to blue or not, but I've been doing it lately, so I'm just gonna continue that trend. I don't see any reason to go any higher than that, though. You're just gonna be doing extra work, basically. One thing that I bought recently is like one of those like kind of slicer paper cutter things. It's like the bar, you know, like I don't know how to explain it. I really like it though. Didn't really work that well. Those pieces are really too small. That's okay. Just makes slicing these little sheets so quick. Ah, the pasta rollers, yep. Oh. Oh, the professional. Nice. That's cool. Yeah, I don't know what happened or what the deal is with that mixer. Like it doesn't something's wonky with it. I think we just need to get a new one. Do I know what grit scratches magic juice? So in their instructions they recommend going to 2000, but that's like way overkill. This is probably, this blue one is probably somewhere like maybe 1500. I want to say something like that. That's the closest I guess that I have. Technically, I think you can get away with going to like probably like 1000 or 1200, but I think you're going to get better results going a little higher than that. Like I think minimum you could probably do is like 800, but I think you're going to get a better. Things are just going to work out a lot better. You're not going to miss stuff if you just go up and get it up to about 1000 to 1200. That's what I would recommend before magic juice. I just don't really think that going to 2000 is fully necessary. I think you're kind of. I haven't noticed a need to do that, but the thing is you do have to make sure that you're getting you're getting it to 1000, 1200. All the lower grit scratches are gone, below that. If you get it up to that, you're good to go. This stuff just shines it up. Well, so that's the thing. We don't really do a lot of cooking. Gretchen's a good cook and she does stuff, but we try to minimize stuff because our kitchen, we live in we don't even have a dishwasher. or anything. So it's just things are just, we don't do a lot of like intensive stuff that requires that kind of thing. You go for the simple, cook it in a wok, cook it in the oven kind of stuff that doesn't require a lot of setup. Plus, neither of us have time to be messing around with cooking really that much. You know, I do my stuff and I'm not even at home most of the day. And then Gretchen is a photographer, so she doesn't really have time either. So we haven't really, we try to do minimal tools and stuff for everything that we, in like simple kind of meals. And then if we go out, then we'll order the stuff that requires a lot of like fussing about, you know. Then it's like worth the money when we eat out. One day, maybe, we'll be able to afford a house and actually live like we used to in Vegas, because we used to have all this stuff in Vegas when I had a house there. But that was when we made money. We downgraded a bit. Makes things easier though with a lot of that if you can just kind of simplify stuff. All right, so we're on to, I need to go get some more of those blue paper towels made real quick. Getting through these things, this is going like a breeze. Oh, didn't rip that very well. Compared to the last two streams, geez, those things took forever to fill with the CA glue. All right, so let's see here. Cut that in half, get this guy. So we're on step 4, I think. Pretty sure. Oh. Yeah, no, I don't like eating out all the time. We eat at home, but when we do go out, that's when we're like, you know, like we're not gonna typically make like, you know, like homemade lasagna because that's a lot of stuff going on. Things where there's like a lot of you know, dishes that need to be done or steps. We'll order things like, so like lasagna, you know, that can be a little bit, take a little bit of time. We'll order that out, and that's and it's funny because they don't really charge that much for certain things like that, but there's just no way that we would make it at home because of the sheer amount of things that you need to take out. And I'm always, so in the way that our household works, Gretchen does the cooking and I do the cleanup after. And so if it's something where she's gonna have to pull every single dish or thing out of the, you know, cupboard, I'm like, no, we're not doing that again. Unless it's worth it. There's certain things, you know, we cooked the, you know, the turkey dinner and all that stuff on Thanksgiving, and we pulled a lot of dishes out. That's fine on Thanksgiving, but like not as a regular meal, you know. I'm like, no. Random Monday night dinner, we're not pulling everything out of the kitchen to cook a meal. The big thing is there's so many good meals that don't require a lot of time and fuss and doing all this stuff, you know. Dishes that I like personally. I can get by on like stir fries every night. Good to go. Not so much with Gretchen. I could though. Okay, last step. Use this. I think I can just reuse this little thing. Yeah, I'm telling you, the dishwasher. So there's a lot of times, you know, the dishwasher's not that big of a deal. And Gretchen really doesn't care. She's like, I don't think we even need a dishwasher if we get into a house. And I'm like, yeah, we're getting a dishwasher. It's just tough though. You know, one of the problems with that is there's just not a lot of space in our kitchen, number one. And then number two, when we do have to do a lot of dishes, where do you put them? You know, we have like one of those little tiny little rack things, but you'd have to dry everyone, you know, to have enough room to put them away. And it's just, it can get kind of tedious. Whereas, you know, I'm just sitting there thinking, man, like, there's a lot of things that you kind of have to hand wash anyway. So that was her rationale. But there's a lot of things like just plates and stuff that you're like, I would just throw that in the dishwasher and move on, you know. It's been pretty interesting. I could live without the dishwasher. That's okay. I could live without it if I had to. The other thing that we don't have is laundry, and that sucks. That is something that really is not very fun. But it's cool, whatever. We got TV. At least we have TV. All right, so let's check this guy out. Oh, look at that. It's so shiny. I mean, it's even shinier in person, guys. It's pretty sweet. I love that magic juice. It is so, I'm telling you, very few products where you just open it up, it works great, and it's consistently good. This one of them, magic juice. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I like to just kind of wipe off the insides, just in case. Sometimes the polish can kind of, there's a little ring, you know. Sometimes the polish can kind of get in between the bushing and the blank. I like to just kind of wipe it off real quick. So let's get these components over here, and then we'll get the press set up. We'll be ready to rock. What did I do with the other? Oh, there. I don't want to lose these bushings. Awesome bushings, by the way, Brian. Thank you. I'm really looking forward to picking up that spider blank or kit, sorry, and using those ones. That'll be a good one with that the Black Widow blanks. Gotta make some more of those. All right, so things rolling over here. We got the, where we at? Sony cam. There it is. I like to just put something down just so I'm not getting resin or something funky on my blanks. So I think gold is the way to go here. Pearl, like a white pearl would have been cool. That's what I kind of had in mind, but I don't have one of those. We're gonna go with gold. I just got this from Turner's Warehouse. It's just a simple cigar kit. Yeah, I know my back doesn't feel too awesome. Oh, there you got the deal going, Lelia. Yeah, I don't know. We know some people where, and in most cases it's the wife that does like everything, and it's like, man, it must be nice, I guess. But I don't even like that. It just makes me feel kind of, you know, like you're just sitting on the couch and like, serve me. I'm not a big fan of that kind of thing. Like we try to be kind of like equal with whatever we do. Just seems better. Adding one or two thicker strips between the three. No, I haven't. We could, you know, but all of these things cost money for all these, like, you know, these aren't, I'm not doing the designing, so I have to pay for edits and changes and stuff. So there's a little bit of a limit to how much I can actually like afford to do. You know, I like these, the way these things look. The other thing is, you know, the thicker it gets, as much as the you know, the 3D print turns pretty well, the thicker it gets, the there could be slight differences depending on how, with the curing, the exposures and all that kind of stuff. So, I tend to kind of limit stuff if I can, the 3D printed parts. I'm doing everything right here. Okay. Get in there. All right. Hammered that guy home. You guys can see what's going on. I'm going to zoom in here a little bit. Square to the, doesn't seem square. Yeah, something got wonky with my camera. Okay, now we'll zoom in. Okay, and then let's see here. Oh, that one goes over there. What am I doing? There it is. I knew there was a part that I was missing. Okay. But we keep designing new things, like I don't know if we're going to keep, next year if we're going to do like once a month on these designs and all that stuff. But, that's kind of the thing is I want to keep on making new designs. So it's not to say that, that might not come sometime down the road. Something like that. All right, there. There we go. And we'll get our ink loaded. Come on. The transmission put on there. Okay, so we got half done. Oh, dropped that piece. Okay. And I don't really think it matters too much where this thing goes necessarily. I mean, we can have one stripe or two stripes kind of that it goes through. But like I was saying, the nice thing is lining this up is going to be easy, especially on a cigar kit. We'll have continuity, of the lines. So I'm going to kind of put this together real quick here, and I'm going to actually take apart our clip. And I just want to see, so that's with two. That would be with one. I kind of like with the two a little bit. I don't know. Yeah, I kind of like it with the two stripes going, so I'm going to do that. I don't know. It doesn't really matter either way, but looked fine both ways, but I think I'll do the two. Flip this around. Oh, that didn't sound good. There we go. Yeah, I kind of like that. And then I got to make sure that I'm lining this up right. I'm going to zoom you guys out just a little bit as I do this. And the nice thing about cigar kits also is they're easy to like fix if you didn't get it lined up perfectly. Not that hard. One thing I'm going to do is just double check. Make sure this transmission works and that it's like backed off sometimes this has some wiggle room. So it's best to kind of get that backed off as far as possible. And I think that's lined up. Oh, look at that. I think I did pretty good. It's pretty close. And then there's a little, like I said, there's a little bit of wiggle room. The cigar kits, but yeah. I don't know, guys. What do you got? That's pretty sweet. I like that a lot. That's like, it's just enough detail, like interest going on in this pen, I think. Not super crazy. It's just pretty cool. I don't know. I like it a lot. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about that? Not too bad. Let me put these two tubes away in the right place so I don't lose those. Where's my mouse? Yeah, I'm going to give you guys another shot of this. This is, man. I'm digging it. I'm digging it. So all the subscribers, subscription box folks, just to let you know, these are you guys are getting one. But I also do actually have the 5 extras from when we cast these, because I had already made the mystery box, subscription box blanks. So we got 5 of them. Actually, I think somebody already purchased one, but we do have 5 of them available. They're under the limited editions section on my website. So I'll link to the limited editions here. You can see the other ones. We also have some holiday pine cone ones, the red, white, and green, the pumpkin spice ones, and then the holiday pine cone stoppers are in the limiteds right now. There's a few of them left. So let's see, where's the chat window? So like I said, got a few of them if you want them, full blank form. And then the 3D print files, for the helixes, if you want to print your own, are also available on my website, and those are 25% off right now. So pretty sweet. All kinds of cool deals going on. Let me stop real quick and see what the final things here. Oh yeah, kids to do that. That would be good. I like that. Yeah, I'm not bad at cooking. I just don't, you guys know, I don't like a lot of fuss, like I'm not going to make some kind of crazy meal. It's going to be pretty simple. It's going to have the stuff we need. It's going to taste fine. It's just not going to be fancy. That's the thing. And I'm not doing fancy meals, but I can get through it. I can cook stuff. I'm okay. Yeah, you like it? I like this. This thing's pretty sweet. I'm really digging this. I like the tighter spiral. So, this is cool for like this kind of candy cane idea, theme type thing. But it's the same helix. So if you printed that in, whatever color, white or black or green or, whatever, I personally think that the tighter helixes, we kind of scrunched the screw, it's more helixes per like inch basically now. You still can get this one, but I like this better. And I think for any color combination, we did the other ones. I don't have that pen anymore. Kid Cooper bought it actually. When you do like multiple colors, I like it a little bit squished more, so you have more of that kind of swirl. I think it's going to be pretty cool. So that was one edit that I think was definitely worth the time on. But yeah, so sweet. I think they might make a red cigar kit. All you can find is blue. Yeah, I guess there's maybe just copper. I don't know. Now that I say that, I don't know if I've actually seen a red cigar kit. That's an interesting one though. That would be a pretty easy one to make. I mean, they got the blue, so someday maybe. I don't know. Cool. He just ordered one, sweet. Nice. Glitter red, yeah, that would be pretty cool. That would be pretty sweet. We might have to do that one on one of these. I have a couple of these things left. These were actually, the one that I was just holding, those were test prints. So Chidu Systems, so like, I don't know if you guys know, but Chidu Box makes a lot of the components on 3D printers, like most of the many of the 3D printers out there, like the screens and the brains of it and all that kind of stuff. And they actually started selling resin, and they said, hey, you want to try this out? And so I did, and so that was actually just kind of a test thing that I was doing with that. Their resin worked okay, but it was really thick, and it turned well as well. But and they're like, hey, are you going to do a video? And I'm like, I don't know if you're going to like me doing a video, because I'm going to say I'd rather use something else. But anyway, that's what that is. And a red Sierra. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to talk to Chad, see if we can maybe get some anodized aluminum. That'd be pretty sweet. So anyway, guys, thank you all for joining the fun tonight. This was pretty fun, pen to make. The casting, I really like casting these pinstripes as well, or not pinstripes, these helixes. You can really get a lot of, like I said, you can drop it down in first and pour the resin. And so, doing multiple colors in with the helix, it's just awesome. You get some really cool, because of the way that it distributes the resin, you get some really kind of crazy looking. It's not just stacked on top of each other, the different colors. It's kind of a weird mix. So anyway, pretty fun. I had a fun time turning this thing up. It looks great. I'm happy with it. And like I said, so blanks available, and we got all of the Black Friday deals going on. The ebook is half off. The 3D print files, all of them on my website, they're 25% off. Aluminum honeycomb is 15% off with the code. I gotta go get the code again. Black Friday HC. Okay, so I'm just gonna drop this down in there. All that stuff's on my website. The book and the 3D print files do not need a code. The aluminum honeycomb, all of them are on sale, 15% off. You do need to enter that Black Friday HC code when you check out to get the discount, and that'll be 15% off. And then we got more deals coming up on Monday as well. So keep your eyes peeled on social media as well as my email newsletter. That one actually I think you get first. So if you want to be first in line for the deals, some of them may run out. Who knows? So make sure to sign up for that on my website. And like I said, these guys are available. I think there's 4 left right now, as far as I know right now. So get them. And I'm not going to be making more of these. So these are limited editions. So anyway, guys, I hope you have a wonderful rest of the weekend. We will be back in action on Wednesday. I'm not sure. I was trying to think if I knew what we were doing. Don't know if we know what we're doing yet, but it'll be pretty fun, I think. And then coming up pretty soon, we're going to be doing those molds that I was talking about from Philip, and all kinds of stuff. We'll have all kinds of fun things going on. Oh, one thing that I do need to work on, the COVID thing kind of also set this back. I have another mystery box from Turner's Warehouse that was Thanksgiving themed, I think, kind of, at least, and that one's going to be late, so that'll be coming down the road. So anyway, guys, have a great rest of the evening, have a great rest of the weekend, enjoy, watch some football, or whatever you're doing, enjoy it, have fun with family, and eat good, and I will see you guys all on the next stream on Wednesday. So have a good night.